Today we're going to be ranking only 2-mana green spells on a tier list. That means instants and sorceries. We're going to start off with Commune with the Gods. It is a green 1 generic sorcery. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature or enchantment card from among them into your hand, but you get to put the rest of them into your graveyard. This is secretly like a pretty strong card for anyone that's trying to play a graveyard-based deck. Anything that says like, reveal the top X cards of your library, oh, put one in your hand, but you get to put the rest of them into your graveyard, that's like some secret hidden value for people who are trying to get to Delirium, Threshold, Delve, reanimate some big stupid creature. You know, these days they say put it on the bottom of your library, but all the green cards enable all the graveyard-based strategies, so beware. Commune of the Gods is a lot better than it looks. And I think, well, I'm not going to say it's S tier or anything, but I think it's a very good enabler, and I'm going to give it the A tier. I think this is a very strong card. It's definitely seen some strong competitive play. Bellerofonte says it's 10 o'clock in Switzerland. Welcome. Well, it's 3 p.m. for me, and that's all that matters to me as far as I'm concerned. Naturalize. If I did this show at 10 p.m., you Europeans have to get up really early in the morning to catch it. Okay, Naturalize, a green 1 generic instant. To destroy target artifact or enchantment. Basically stared disenchant right in the face, right in the eyes, and said anything that you can do, I can do better. You know, if they printed this card, I would say 10, 15 years ago, this would be pretty high up there. Maybe A tier. As far as I'm concerned, green does such a good job destroying artifacts and enchantments, and for less, I really can't give this too high of a tier in my opinion. It's a good card, don't get me wrong, but it's so weak by today's standards, I think this is only going to be a B tier level card. Green is insane for destroying artifacts and enchantments. This is weak sauce in comparison. They can do it for 1 mana. They can do it for 0 mana, for crying out loud. They can do it for nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, Steven, Seed Time. Is that the green time walk? Seed Time, green 1 generic. Play Seed Time only during your turn. Take an extra turn after this one if an opponent played a blue spell this turn. Oh, did you just play a blue spell? Well, you have fallen into my trap. The Seed Time trap. To be honest, I have no idea how good or bad this card is. I think it's an excellent Gotham card. What are the odds someone does not have a blue spell and is not going to play it on your turn? Someone's going to be enticed. You gotta be playing a deck that's going to encourage the counter spells. When you play your deck, all the counter spells come to the yard. I'm going to give it an A tier. It could be S tier for all I know, but I honestly do not have enough experience with this card to say one way or another. It's definitely not B tier. That ability is just way too unique. But it is narrow enough that you may not even be able to cast it. You may not be able to cast it. You better be on, you want to be on the right of the blue player who's holding up all their mana all the time. So you pass the turn and they're like, end of turn, play Brainstorm. Got him! Got him! With the Seed Time. Oh, here we go. We got a Rebecca Guay fans. Rebecca Guay. Captain Carlos! Nikachu, it's nice to see you. Hope you're well. Keep up the great stream. You're welcome, Cap. The captain is here. I gotta get a ship sound effect. I have one ship sound effect, but it's not particularly flattering. We're gonna we'll save that one for later. Okay, so we're gonna donate your super chat to Larry Law with the land grant. This used to be S tier. I don't know if there's any decks that want to play this anymore. It's a green 1 generic sorcery. If you have no lands in your hand, you may reveal your hand instead of paying land grants mana cost. Search your library for a forest card, put the card in your hand, then shelf your library. If I recall correctly, it was like supposed to be in decks that were like really land light, and you didn't want to have a whole lot of lands. I don't know if it actually saw play in Belcheresque decks. It was like a really good card back then. I don't know if it sees any play whatsoever anymore. Does this see, is it see play anywhere? Like it literally, this is like the crappy Once Upon a Time. These days, you're always gonna, you don't want to risk having no lands in your hand. I'm gonna give it a C tier. I don't know if anyone wants to play this thing anymore. Pauper Elves? But why? If you have no, search your library for a force card, put that card into your hand. I really don't know why they would even want to play this thing. Belcher still uses this? Alright, I've been sold. If Belcher still likes it, we could put in B for Belcher. They can belch all they want. And to be glad. Okay, next up we'll go with Toads' Constant Mists. Belcher community might be angry at me. Come on, Belcher community. Get that deck up there. Get it. This is, what is this, amateur hour? Come on, get into tier 1. Get into tier 1 so we can get land grant to S tier. Constant Mist, 2 mana, instant. Buyback, sack a land. Creatures deal no damage this turn. It's not bad, honestly. For, I'm pretty... Is this Pauper playable? It is not. I'm sure they would love it, though. Creatures deal no damage? I think it's not bad. I don't think it's great or anything. But sacrificing a land is a small price to pay to keep your head above water. Might be better than a B tier type of card. If you're in an environment with no graveyard hate, this probably is pretty strong, but eventually you have to run out of lands. That is just the rule of the law of the land. Okay, Kagan, we're going to start off with Atraxa's Fall. I didn't know Atraxa had a fall. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Just be careful you don't fall into the ban list, that's all. Okay, 2 mana, sorcery. Literally it's called Atraxa's Fall. Trying to hold themselves up on a electrical post? Okay, destroy target artifact, battle, enchantment, or creature with flying. These are highly specific things, but at the same time, very awkward things. Everything except a planeswalker or creature, or a land. Or sorry, it can be a creature, but it's got to be a creature with flying. I didn't know Atraxa flew! Atraxa never flew. What does that have to do with their fall? I don't like it. It's awkward. I don't know, maybe this card's better than it is. It's probably worth B tier. I'm going to put it in the C tier, though. I never heard of it. I'm putting it in the C tier. I make the rules around here. Okay, next up. Let's, channel! Oh, you just want to easily throw it. Steve Cooper! You don't even want to try to be creative here. Well, let's see. How many times has it been banned? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's restricted and timeless, so we have a second. They say restricting cards in Modern is impossible, but oh, we can restrict cards in Timeless, so that's just great. It's also restricted in Vintage. I've seen enough. 2 mana, add a bunch of mana to your mana pool. Cast whatever the hell you want on basically turn 1 or 2. S tier. The reputation speaks for itself, in my opinion. The reputation. Mr. Bus Driver with Rafellos Llanowar Emissary. I think it's Rafello? Yeah, you spelled it Rafellos. Hello, fellows. I knew something was wrong here, though. Rafellos Llanowar Emissary. Green, 2/1. Tap, add a green your mana pool for each forest you control. Does this card see any play in 60-card formats? No. Nothing. It's literally a 2/1 that will die to anything. Not to mention, forests you control. Who said you're going to have any forests in play? That's a very awkward deck of yours. On the other hand, this card is busted in Commander. 2 mana. See, the thing is, if it dies, it can come back. And it will come back over and over again. Why is it banned in Commander? Because it creates an absurd amount of mana. This plus, like, Yavimaya. Well, I mean, it doesn't even need just Yavimaya. Mana is everything in Commander. First you get the mana. Then you get the creatures. Then you get the win condition. And then you get the money. That's how it goes around here. And with Rafellos, you know, in 60-card formats, we can say, oh yeah, we can just kill this thing off and, you know, everybody's happy. But in Commander, you can kill it off and it just keeps coming back again. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's a fever dream that doesn't go away. Alright. You are absolutely S tier. Boom. Next, we go to Bellerophontos with Argothian Enchantress. Argothian Enchantress. How about this one? Okay, it is a 2-mana 0/1 human druid, Shroud. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. Absolutely, but busted is a strong word. Very, very strong, though. Okay, so it's 2 mana. You can't touch this thing. Enchantments, every single time you cast them, if you build around it, you draw a card. That is a lot of value. I actually think this is a banger card. There's ways around it, but, like, this is really good value. You can't even target the damn thing. So we're also going to put this into S tier. Very, very impressed by this card. Enchantress decks. Love this thing. We doing creatures? No, we're not doing creatures! Oh, God. It's a creature. Get it out of here. Oh, wow. We have put 2 creatures on here. None of these are spells. Get backspace. I'm forgetting my own rules. Instants and sorceries today. So, like, okay, technically, creatures are spells, but I don't know how to put it in MTG terms. No one calls the creature a spell. It's like, oh yeah, I got this many spells in my deck. Don't worry, it's not your fault. It's my fault. I let that Raphaelos stand. Oh, we got to get a buzzer in there for Raphaelos. Why didn't you guys warn me? Maybe you guys did warn me. I wasn't reading it. Enchantments count. Instant sorceries and enchantments. That counts too. Yeah, enchantments count. No planeswalkers. I'm not gonna count that one. That's right. That's where I cut it off. Okay, Captain Carlos, Sylvan Library. Sylvan Library is extra amazing in, what's it called, in Commander, because you have 40 life! What are you going to spend that 40 life on? Well, at the beginning of your draw step, you may draw 2 additional cards. If you do, choose 2 cards in your hand drawn this turn, so you have to keep track of that stuff. Don't be cheating with this thing. For each of those cards, pay 4 life or put the card on top of your library. Now, at the very least, it acts like a some sort of like weird brainstorm or ponder every single turn where you at least can manipulate the top cards of your library. So you at least manipulate your draw step. In best case scenario, you're putting them straight in your hand. This library just turned into your personal piggy bank. But it is gonna cost you. You gotta pay money to get money. You gotta pay something for that piggy bank. You're gonna pay with your own blood. Okay, next up, let's look at Sheelan with Regenerate. Regenerate is this literally regenerate? 2 mana instant. Regenerate target creature. Where the hell did this come up? They printed this in Magic 2010. This is useless. This is the crappiest combat trick of all time. On top of that, you got to explain to your opponent how this works if they don't know how regenerate works. D tier. It's probably not that bad. Like, it has some, it's like literally has some practical purpose, but I don't like it. I didn't put Sylvan Library on the rank list. All right, let's. Probably because I don't know what to grab here. It's so mossy. Okay, another S tier to replace Raphaelos. I'm gonna get so many comments. Why you have Raphaelos? I thought this was spells. I thought it was spells. Okay, next up. I can't remember whose turn. Oh no, it's Super Chat's turn. Jay! Jay, what do you got for us, Jay? Explore. Well, Explore's a great one. The green Time Walk, as far as I'm concerned. It's a green 1 generic sorcery. You may play an additional land this turn. Draw a card. Now, as someone who has played Time Walk many times in Vintage Cube Draft or even Vintage on Magic Online, Time Walk usually is just play turn 2 and you, like, get a card and you put an extra land in play. Green literally can do this in any format. So this card is amazing. Now, is it worth S tier? I don't know. Drawing a card, putting extra land in play. You know what? I might say yes. I might say yes. I like it. I like that card. It's a cantrip. It's not like Farseek. You see, the thing is with something like Farseek, With something like Farseek, you don't get that extra card. This could potentially be at least a cantrip, if not also mana ramp. So one or the other, or both. Okay, next up, we're going to have... We did Seed Time already. You people love your Seed Times. Summer Bloom from Ulik. Summer Bloom. Oh, they gave a new art to Summer Bloom. Unfortunately, the OG is not very friendly to, to get grabbing an image. Okay, Summer Bloom. We have a green 1 generic sorcery. You may play up to 3 additional lands this turn. This card is absolutely insane in Modern. It was actually... It's maybe not that broken, but it got broke by Amulet Titan, which, like, basically turn 1, you play Amulet of Vigor, Summer Bloom, put a crew land in play 3 times, add 6 mana, put a Primeval Titan in play. You Primeval Titan? Primeval Titan? You any Commander players scared? The sound of that? Are you scared of Primeval Titan? Anyone want to see Primeval Titan unbanned? Anyway, good card. I don't know if it's overall, like, I don't know if this is that good. It's very good. It's not even that good in 60 card formats, to be honest. It was just broken in one deck. So I'll give respect to it that way, but I don't think it's S tier or anything like that. I think it's S tier. For Ginka, for D tier, the Blizzard. The card or the game designers. We have a green enchantment, cumulative upkeep, 2 mana. You cannot cast Blizzard if you control no snow-covered lands. Creatures with flying do not untap during their controller's untap phase. How long will that last for?
No! God, please, no!
Will not work at all. Yeah, you're right, this is D tier worthy. Basically, for 2 mana, you're saying... Okay, they don't untap for 1 turn, because I as hell am not going to pay this 2 mana next turn. Probably don't... Isn't Squirrel's Nest 3 mana? 3 mana. Go Sir HD. What's the difference between not legal and banned? Not legal is like a... So, like, it's standard is a format right now, but this card's not printed into standard. It's not printed in the card pool era. So it's just not legal because it's just not recent enough to be part of its card pool. Same thing with Pioneer, same thing with Modern. It's banned because it's part of the card pool that the format is designed around, but it's been considered a big enough problem that they send it to the ban list. They send it to the ban list. Anyway, Ghostia, thank you very much for your super chat. And with that question, we will donate it to Surefire Selves, a Chatterstorm. The Pauper Bomb. Yeah, so much of a bomb it is Stone Cold. It got banned. Green 1 generic sorcery. Create a 1/1 green squirrel token. Also, it's got Storm. Storm has historically got a lot of cards banned. Or got a lot of cards printed to defend other people from itself. A tier. It's not particularly broken, but it is very strong in some formats like Pauper. It's just a good card overall. Kagan, oh, what about Azusa's Many Journeys? I didn't know Azusa had even a single journey. Azusa. In a second. Okay, Azusa's Many Journeys. We have 1 generic, 1 green. Sorry, green 1 generic for Saga. Chapter 1, you may play an additional land this turn. Chapter 2, you also gain 3 life. And also Chapter 3, exile this Saga. Then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. Do we get Azusa? No, we got Likeness of the Seeker. How disappointing. Okay, it is a human monk, though. It's a 3/3. And whenever Likeness of the Seeker becomes blocked, untap up to 3 lands you control. I'm not really a fan of this thing. Okay, hold on. What's the other side again? The first thing is not too bad. You get an extra land in play. You gain 3 life. You get a 3/3 creature. You know what? I can't hate on this thing. I like the value. It's like explore, except put a 3/3 body in play. I like it. A tier. I think this is underrated. How much does this card cost? It's 3 cents! I hope I'm not missing anything here. I feel like I think this is okay. I think this is okay. The problem is that you have to wait long enough. You have to wait like 3 turns to get your value here, which is effectively a 3/3 creatures. Sagas are slow. And don't tell that to the Kiki Jiki one. Don't tell that to Fable. Okay, your favorite neighborhood idiot with the Edge of Autumn. Edge of Autumn, a 2-mana sorcery. If you control 4 or fewer lands, search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield, tap then. Shuffle your library. Cycling, sacrifice a land. That is so weird. So I can sack a land to search my library for a basic land card. What does that even do? This seems very, very redundant. Whoops. Where am I going? If I control 4 or fewer lands, search my library for a basic land card, put on the battlefield, tap, cycling, sacrifice a land. I don't get... Oh, hold on. Sacrifice a land, discard this card, draw a card. Oh, that's the idea. I see. So it's ramp, or I can cycle it. I don't really like this card. I read it a million times. This is for like Doomsday decks for a free draw. Then I'll put in the B tier, because like not anyone else can use this. And you know what? Those Doomsday decks, they can play Gataxian Probe if they want to. They can play Street Wraith. They don't want to? Well, that's their fault, not my fault. B tier. We did Sylvan Library already. You see this big mossy thing at the top? See that big glob of moss that you can't discern from all the other green crap up there? That's a Sylvan Library. Starfire Dragon with the Oath of Druids. We're gonna see some heavy hitters today. Okay, a green 1 generic enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses target player who controls the more creatures than they do and of their opponent. If the first player may reveal cards on the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. If they do, that player puts that card onto the battlefield, and all other cards revealed this way into their graveyard. And the idea is to gift your opponent a creature through like lands, like Forbidden Orchard, and then you put some gigantic fatty onto the battlefield. This is like a tier 1 vintage deck, at least the last I looked, which was last year. So I'm gonna put in S tier, and it'll probably be a tier 1 deck again for quite a long time. I know it also won the Vintage Championship one year. So if it won the format with Black Lotuses, we're gonna have to say that this card's pretty good. Okay, we got Chow's In Search of Greatness. In Search of Greatness at any cost, 2-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a permanent spell from your hand with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the highest converted mana cost among other permanents you control without paying its mana cost. If you don't, scry 1. I don't know what you just said. So, okay, out of my upkeep, I can cast a permanent spell from my hand with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the highest converted mana cost among permanents. Okay, so if I have a permanent that's 2, I can put a 3 in play. And if I don't, I get to scry 1. This card's a bit sad. I remember when this thing came out, a lot of people were very scared if it was going to become broken, and it ended up doing nothing. And it still does nothing. It's like a poor man's birthing pod. Like, a big problem is you need to have the cards in your hand. If you don't have the cards in your hand, well, this card sort of sucks. It's sort of stinky. Maybe sort of useless. I'm going to put in the C tier. Really high ambitions for this card just didn't pan out very well. Okay, next super chat we got from Kagan. I found more graveyard hate for the other show. Ground Seal. Ground Seal is a green 1 generic enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Because apparently there's cards in the ground all the time. Just go into your backyard and find them. Cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities. I like this graveyard hate. It's graveyard hate with a bonus. Now, it's not the strongest graveyard hate because you don't need cards in the graveyard to be the target of spells or abilities to be dangerous. I'm going to give that to the B tier. Up the beanstalk has not been done. Is this doing anything in Commander? Because it completely shook up 60 card formats. It's a green 1 generic enchantment. When up the beanstalk enters the battlefield, and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, you draw a card. This ended up being broken. Just completely busted. It's also incredibly strong in Legacy. Up the beanstalk. I didn't think we were. What the hell is this? This bean wasn't supposed to be worth crap. And you know, I traded all my cows for these magic beans, and apparently it paid me up front, and it keeps paying interest after, even after I grew it. Where's all this value coming from? I don't even think that's how the story goes. I think they went up the beanstalk and they got in trouble, didn't they? That beanstalk wasn't worth crap. I think the giant fell down though, or something to that effect. We're getting too slow in EDH. In 60 card formats, they get value immediately. Value immediately. They play delve cards and just big solitudes. Solitudes and, well, maybe not Fury anymore. Well, you know, you can play Fury. Go for it. You can do whatever the hell you want. This is like, I wouldn't even say, I want to call it Ristic Study, but it's not Ristic Study. It's Ristic Study for your spells, and you're never going to pay the one. Very, very strong card. Anyway, it's racked. 60 card formats, so hard. I mean, it got banned from Modern super fast. Like, really fast. It was basically speedrunning getting banned in Modern. It got banned so fast, I played against these Beanstalk decks like 3 times, and then they got banned. And I was like, alright, so long. I guess I didn't have to face that Beanstalk meta for very long. In EDH, you usually don't have enough cards which cheat on mana by themselves, but it's pretty strong in certain decks. You gotta get them delve cards going, people. Gotta get them delve cards. I guess people want to cheat on mana the other way around in Commander. They want their soul rings, their mana crypts, mana vaults. But in green, don't you play big chunky spells anyway? Green artifacts? No green artifacts today. Send it to the artifact show. To the artifact show. There'll definitely be an artifact show. Okay, was this? No, that was a public one. Okay, Ghost Sierra with the Gyre Sage. My favorite mana dork for my +1 counter deck. This is a creature. No creatures allowed. So we're gonna donate your super chat to. Did we do survival? No, we haven't done survival. Survival of the Fittest from. My apologies, I cannot pronounce your name. Now I see green enchantments are nuts. They are nuts. In fact, green is nuts. Green has more broken cards than any part of the color pie. We have 2 mana enchantment. Green, discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, reveal that card and put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. This is Worldly Tutor on an enchantment that you can do over and over and over and over again. Where's the blue version? Where's our Mystical Tutor enchantment? Where's our Vampiric Tutor enchantment? Where's our, you know, like, they have to finish the cycle here. The cycle isn't finished. I guess this little goblin guy killed all the other versions in the cycle. The cycle killer. We're gonna get this guy's big head here. You see that? This is why the cycle isn't finished. Survival of the Fittest made sure that it survived above the rest. Okay, Life Force from Old Boy. This is Life Force. Green enchantment. Green. Counter target black spell. This card's terrible. To be honest, it's not that bad, but I mean, it's super narrow. See, it is. Okay, you heard the music, and I'm not talking about the Titanic ship sound. I'm talking about FusionGamingOnline.com. Today's sponsor, where you can get all your Magic the Gathering card needs. Also, don't forget, deal of the week this week, save 15% off all the list singles. That little mana symbol on the bottom left is your key to value, because you'll get 15% off the singles that you need to complete your Pauper, Pioneer, Commander, Modern, Legacy decks galore. Don't forget, you know, we got Outlaws of Thunder Junction are out. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu to get those Thunder Junction cards and also get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for rent Magic cards online on Magic Online, my favorite digital format to play Magic the Gathering on the internet. And because you can rent the cards, you can play any deck to your heart's content and play the most cutting edge archetype that's even CEDH has ever seen. Because they got CEDH now in leagues on there. You want to test out your CEDH deck? Now you have a competitive landscape to stretch your legs in on Magic Online. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below when you're renting those cards, or save yourself 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_FL0. Life Force, eh? Okay, yeah, we did channel. We most definitely did channel. Do we have a super chat now? We do have a super chat. We got one from Kagan. Thank you so much. A D&D card. The Bull's Strength. Give me your strength, Bull. That's a load of Bull. It's a green 1 generic instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Untap it. Never. It's D for damn BS. Thank you very much. Okay, who has... I don't know if Alan got a card yet. Druid class. Oh, you casuals love this card. It's a 2-mana card. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Also, for 3 mana, goes to level 2. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. And also, once you get to level 5, when this class becomes level 3, target land you control becomes a creature with haste, and its power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. It's still a land. I don't like that. I think this is just clunky as hell. Like, I am not particularly impressed by this card, but I know, like, there's a huge fan base for it. I mean, look at this. It's, what is it, an uncommon? It's a $1.30. That's pretty high for an uncommon. I can see, like, it might be a little tempting to go to the chapter 3, but, like, you spent 2 mana for 1 life? Are you serious? I don't like this card. Yeah, it's super meh. I think it's incredibly meh. I'm putting it at its Life Force range. Life Force has a bigger impact on the game than the Druid class. Okay, we got Legend R3DD. We got the tower defense. Just made me realize, am I supposed to include enchantments? I can't remember. Whatever, that's okay. We can do enchantments today. Tower defense, 2 mana instant. Creatures you control get +0/+5 and gain reach until end of turn. That is draft chaff if I ever heard it. Alright, that's D tier worthy. If there's one card that the Druid class can beat, it's tower defense. That's no contest right there. Okay, I'm gonna get back to you, Kagan. I know you got a bunch here. We're gonna spread the love. Captain. The Captain actually has a big super chat. Takes precedence. Once upon a time, banned in 4 formats. Not banned in Commander. Okay, we have a 2-mana instant. If this spell is the first spell you've cast this game, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or a land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So the problem with this card is that it's cheap enough as it is. Like, for 2 mana, it's pretty damn good. I mean, it's Impulse. Impulse is a card that has seen play throughout Magic the Gathering's history. You look at the top 4 cards of your library and put one in your hand and the rest on the bottom in any order for 2 mana instant speed. It's basically the same thing, except one of these modes, you can do it for nothing. If it's the first card, like, that's the most critical time in the game I want to play this for free. When I have no mana in play. Of course that card was going to be good. And it's like one of the best things to have at the beginning of the game. Oh, do I not have enough lands in my hand? Oh, I'm gonna once upon a time for a land. Do I need a specific creature? I'm gonna tutor for a creature. Yeah, this card It was built on flavor, if I remember correctly. It's like you are going on an adventure. So once upon a time is the start to an adventure. So that's when they wanted you to use it at the beginning of the game. So this was a flavor win, but a design fail. And as a result, it's at S tier. Very, very strong card. Curious, does this see play any at all in Commander? Is this a Commander playable? It's banned everywhere else. Banned in Pioneer, banned in Modern. Very good in Legacy. Not busted in Legacy, but very, very good. King Ginger around here. We got Benefactor's Draught. Benefactor's Draw is a 2-mana instant. Untap all creatures until end of turn. Whenever a creature an opponent control blocks, we get to draw a card. You get a card for every creature they block? Until end of turn, whenever a creature an opponent controls block. Oh, you need to have this before they block? I don't understand how this card works. So you definitely get a card out of it. 2 thumbs up for me. But it looks like you need to... I think it's a great Gotham if you can do this after they block. But obviously it looks like they need to be you need to cast this before they block. Lure works for this. So they're trying really hard to make Lure work, huh? Well, Lure is a stupid card that I don't believe in. That is supreme casual crap over there. So I'm gonna put this in the B tier. It's okay. I mean, there are 2 functions of this card that are very good. First off, you draw a card and you get to untap your creatures. And then if your opponent's going to block anything, which maybe you know that they will, you're going to get value out of it anyway. Whenever a creature and opponent... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see. So if you actually can work this the other way around. They don't need to... You don't need to be attacking your stuff. It's untap all creatures. Everybody's creature. And if someone's making an all-out assault on someone else, we get to... Do we draw a card for each creature that blocks? Until end of turn, whenever a creature an opponent controls blocks, draw a card. That's insane. Whoop! Oh, we go to A tier. I like that. I think that's really cool. I think that's really strong too. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure it's a fun card. Yeah. Attack the player that's open. They aren't open at all. Benefactor's Draught. Okay, next super chat. We got another one from Kagan. Kagan's a huge super chatter. Gonna do the background. The Acolyte of Bahamut. The Acolyte of Mr. B. This is a 2-mana background enchantment. Commander creatures you own have the first dragon spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. It's okay. The first dragon spell. So it's basically... Oh, no, that's actually pretty good for... That's good for a dragon deck, right? Commander creatures you own have... Oh, no, it's only... Oh, dragon? So it's dragon commanders? Oh, that sucks. I thought it would be like a medallion for dragons. This sounds like something you can get at Taco Bell. I'd like an Acolyte of Bahamut, please. Thank you very much. Whole, extra beans, please. Also, extra salsa. I have no idea how to evaluate this card. It's only for dragons. B tier. Oops, what am I doing here? Maybe this card's better than I think. If it was all dragons, it would definitely be an A tier worthy card. That'd be great. That's how backgrounds work. Well, I don't like it. Okay, Islarf with Life from the Loam. Alright, Life from the Loam. The green 1 generic sorcery. Return up to 3 target land cards from your graveyard to your hand. Dredge 3. I have no idea what the flavor of this is. Is this like when you like dig up a bunch of fertilizer to put on like other land? I don't know where I'm going with this. You get lands from somewhere and then they come back into play. You're dredging up lands. I thought dredging is something that happens in the sea. Not really happening like... I don't know where I'm going with this. This card's broken. The seas play like anywhere that it can. It's incredible value. It also helps fill graveyards for the graveyard strategies. So either you need a lot of lands or you need a lot of stuff in your graveyard. Very strong card. Definitely S tier. life from the loam. Okay, we want trying to get assault formation. Is that the blocking with your butt card? Okay, assault formation, green 1 generic enchantment. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its butt rather than its fist. Also, for a green, target creature with Defender can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. Also, for a green 2 generic, creatures you control get a bigger butt. Butt grows bigger until end of turn. You can never have a bigger butt when you're playing with assault formation. Turn your butt into a weapon. Lethal weapon. B tier. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, Tegan says, I did so many super chats. I'll donate 5. All right. Thank you very much for the donation. 5 to the freebie section. Starfire with Earthcraft. This is banned in, like, Legacy for reasons I do not understand. It's a green 1 generic enchantment. Tap an untapped creature you control. Untap target basic land. Yeah, I don't get it. I literally don't get it. It's okay, it's fine. Like, I'm not, you untap, but it's only a basic land. It's really all not that busted. I'm giving it A tier. Some people say, well, Squirrel's Nest and Earthcraft break it. Not really. Like, there are a lot of turn 3 combos in Legacy as it is. This one does not really meet the bar of broken. I think it used to make elves broken. Not really. Like, you can put in elves. Elves comes and goes in power level anyway. Give it to elves if they really need it. Okay, third one. Arcanus Ultra with Living Wish. Living Wish is a green 1 generic sorcery. You may choose a creature or land card you own from outside the game, reveal that card, and put it into your hand, then exile Living Wish. Anything that gets anything from outside the game is strong in regular Magic. And then, of course, in Commander, the rules are, well, we don't have a sideboard outside the game, so we can pull anything we want from outside the game. If I'm the owner of the card store, Living Wish is completely broken because I can get anything from behind the desk. I'm gonna go in the back and go find the best creature or land that I own. I'm gonna get a Tabernacle. It's not allowed in your play group. Basically said, we're not playing with these wish cards. This is too broken. Don't be bringing your binder. This might be a tell that someone plays with Living Wish or Wish cards when they bring like this big stack of binders with them. What do you have your whole collection here for? Oh, I don't know nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I just like to bring my whole collection around here. Yeah, anyway, because of that, it's definitely an S tier worthy card. Very strong. Except most people don't play wish effects in Commander. They basically say it's taboo. Yeah, what, like land destruction? What are the rules for these in competitive Commander? How does that work? I gotta ask my CEDH friends how this thing works in CEDH. Or do they just say like wishes? Like wishes aren't banned. They aren't strictly banned, but they're also not like a formal competitive format either. They do nothing. Oh, is there literally a rule for this? Oh, look, some people allow sideboards. How kind of you. They don't? I thought, what do you mean they don't? Commander rules explicitly say that wishes don't work since there is no sideboard. But there's like casual rulings to wishes, aren't there? I swear, yeah, there's no sideboard in Commander, but wishes specifically say, like, someone showed me the rule. There is a rule that says anything that looks for something from outside the game in a casual setting just means you can go into your binder. It's literally in like the rules. Yeah, but casual rules are not competitive rules. Okay, you know what? You got it. I'll admit that. Okay, so hold on. Was this the third card? Okay, we have 2 more freebies from here. Richard says, when did Wild Mongrel come out like worse than Tarmogoyf? Oh, I don't know. It's never been better than Tarmogoyf. Okay, let's go with Kano's Ram Through. Ram Through is a 2-mana instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. Look at that. It's fight with trample. But still not good enough for me to even play it. I think this is a C-worthy card. It's like fight cards, the most awkward green removal possible. And then one more. Nostalgic Dreams. Oh, old boy has something to say. Official EDH rules, Rule 10. Parts of abilities which bring other traditional cards you own from outside the game into the game do not function in Commander. Then why don't they just ban the card? I mean, they've rendered it useless. Oh, I guess they want to give you the ability to play something like Karn the Great Creator or something for, like, its static ability. Okay, so you can play the card, but it's borderline useless. Then we have to change the living. This wish card sucks. Okay, this wish card goes to B tier. If it actually doesn't function in Commander at all, it's useless. Okay, I thought I assumed it functioned to some degree. Because, like, I read you guys in the comment section, some of you guys play with the wish cards, and you just play by the regular casual rules. I didn't know that Commander completely outlawed this stuff. Probably easier than banning every new wish card. Seems fine to me. Okay, yeah, you can have them. They're legal. That's perfectly legal. They just do absolutely nothing. It's like a trap. It's like you eventually... Look, me, as a casual Commander player, would go into a pod with my wish cards, and then all of a sudden, oh, you can't play those. I'm like, what do you mean you can't play those? I mean, you can play, it just does nothing. What do you mean it does nothing? Well, that's the rules. Then why do I am allowed to play this card in the first place? It literally does nothing. It literally does nothing in this format. They should just bring back remove from the game. Yeah, well, they very specifically... Remove from the game is exile. Those are like two different worlds. Outside the game is sideboard. Like, that was the idea. That's the idea. If you can pull cards from... I mean, you could add, just like Karn the Great Creator, you can take things from exile or from outside the game. I guess that works. I guess you could do that. Okay, it's Super Chat. It's not Sunday, but it's Super Chat time. Last one says, Captain Carlos. Well, you paid for it. Mr. Bulky Hayashigame wants to see a low-tiered card. Root Cage. We don't have enough of these low-tier cards? I appreciate everyone's discussion on this matter with the wish cards. I had no idea. Move target card to your sideboard could be a thing. Oh, God. Okay, we have a green, one generic enchantment. Mercenaries don't untap during the controller's untap steps. That is Titanic sound effect worthiness. Mercenaries don't untap. Well, you know what? Mercenaries might make a comeback with the latest set that came out. The Outlaws of Thunder Junction might bring this into playability. They got all them mercenaries in that set. The bad guys. We'll say hello to the answer to the bad guys. Okay, next super chat from Kagan, and then Hardy Outlander. Hardy Outlander next. This is a background for 2 mana. Commander creatures you own have, whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent has more life than that player, another target creature you control gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is this creature's power. Whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent has more life, than that player, so if that player has the most life, another target creature you control gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is this creature's power. I don't understand why they had to explain it like that, unless I misunderstood in the first place. Anyway, I'm not really impressed with this card. C tier. This card any good? 7 cents, so I don't think I'm wrong evaluating it. I don't think I'm wrong at all. Okay, Alpha Nerd. Over the Edge. A solid B tier. Well, I'm the judge of that. Over the Edge. Living on the Edge! Over the Edge. Yeah, well, why'd you bring that with you? I told you to leave it at home, and look, now it's gonna go to the bottom of the canyon, and there's no way we're getting it back. It's a 2-mana sorcery. Choose one. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Also, destroy target creature you control. Explores? Huh? Sorry, no. We're not destroying anything. Okay, target creature you control explores, then it explores again. It's like, okay. Yeah. Okay, hold on. What do we take a picture of? We'll take a picture of the hands. Yeah, I guess we could put that in the B tier. Honestly, I don't even think this is B tier worthy. I've seen better. Okay, we got... Oh, King Ginger got sniped. What's up with that, King Ginger? The King Ginger wants a... Can we do Heroic Intervention? Heroic Intervention. This is an all-star commander card that people so desperately want to bring to 60 card formats, but it just does not work. It is absolute poop there. Green 1 generic instant. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. I can't tell you how many times people are telling me, Nikachu, this is so good. It protects you from Supreme Verdict. Supreme Verdict, I say. And what if they destroy it? It's like a counter spell for green. Yeah, but it's clunky. If you're playing a green deck, you're often tapping out. You're playing creatures before you even attack. So anyway, it's fine. It's fine, but I think it's like B tier worthy. It is so bad in 60 card formats that it weighs it down to D tier, but you know, its playability in Commander brings it up by quite a bit. I think there are more sweepers that you have to deal with in Commander, not to mention there are certain particular key creatures, like maybe even your commander itself, that you'd want to protect with Heroic Intervention. Or you think it sucks just because of Shadow Spear? I don't think that's enough of a reason to say, like, Heroic Intervention is... Or, oh, you're talking about maybe for 60 card formats? In 60 card, it was never good in 60 card formats, just pure trash. Okay, next up, we're gonna go with... Oh, another Gossier. Didn't realize no creature. Let's try Primal Rage. We'll have separate shows for creatures themselves. Primal Rage is a 2-mana enchantment. Creatures you control have trample. That card is awful. It is an enchantment. Yeah. Okay, you know what? It's not the worst thing I've seen in my life. I would not spend 2 mana on this, though. At least I don't think so. Am I missing something? Why is this 10th edition version? It's like $18. I don't like this card. It's a $3 uncommon, though. This must be like really high on the tier list of casual commander. Can we rank a 2-mana Yu-Gi-Oh card? They don't exist. What, you mean for 2 Dragon Balls? 2 Dragon Balls. Anyway, I'm pretty sure people are going to hate me for putting in that tier. Surefire Selves, the Song of Frail Eyes, is one of my favorite cards. Song of Frail Eyes is a 2-mana enchantment. It's a saga. Chapter 1, until your next turn, creatures you control gain tap, add 1 mana of any color. You know, turn all your creatures into mana dorks. Chapter 2, do the same thing, but then Chapter 3, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible until end of turn. Wow! So you actually can... Maybe that's the wrong sound effect for this situation. So on that turn, you can go all out and swing into somebody. You really dig into them. It's not bad. Until your next turn, creatures you control can add mana. B tier. Maybe in the right deck, this is an A tier card. Like, I don't know, a token deck or something to that effect. Okay, Spectral Maniac. Cryptolith Right. What's up with Cryptolith Right? It's pretty good in go wide decks. Oh yeah, this is a 2-mana enchantment. Each creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So I do like this a little bit more than the last one because this is very temporary. Also, I mean, I can't be certain, but I would imagine that you want to play this early on in the game. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Till your next turn, creatures you control, add one. These are the same cards, aren't they? Except that this ability is permanent. And this one is not permanent, but it basically gets the same amount of value. Maybe this is about the same. This is so weird. This is $15. This one's not. This is 78 cents. So if you want like a cheap version of Cryptolith, right, go for your Song of Frail Eyes. Okay, I might be underrating this, but I'm going to put this in the B tier as well. Like, it's good. I really honestly don't mind it. Creatures don't count for this? What do you mean? Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color your mana pool. Oh, the other one put until end of turn, creatures you control. No, it's your creatures no matter what. Okay, next up we got Crowcore Games says Frail Eyes' charm is meh. Did we just have a Frail Eyes card? What are the odds? Very charming. This picture is creepy. Okay, we have a 2-mana enchantment, pay green. Whenever an opponent successfully casts a black spell, you get to draw a card. Use this ability only once each time a black spell is cast. The hell is that supposed to mean? So whenever an opponent casts a... Oh, I gotta read the ancient scripture is leading me astray. Whenever an opponent casts a black spell, you may pay green. If you do draw a card. Yeah, that's it. Green, return Frail Eyes charm to its owner's hand. Against the right mono black deck, I guess it's okay. C tier. Narrow as hell. Okay. Dr. Nemo marshaling the troops. Thanks, Nikachu, and thank you very much as well, Dr. Nemo. We're gonna look up the troops. Marshaling the troops for 2 mana. It's a sorcery. Tap any number of creatures you control, and you shall gain 4 life for each creature tapped this way. I hate it. 4 life for tapping down all my creatures at sorcery speed. That sounds insane, actually. Okay, we're gonna put this in the D tier. Mr. Bus Driver with Finale of Devastation. Are we counting this? I guess so. It is a 2-mana card. In fact, you could play it for 2 mana if you really wanted to. Okay, 2 mana X, sorcery, search your library and or graveyard. So you can bring back stuff from the dead. For a creature card with mana value X or less and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. If X is 10 or more, creatures you control get +X and gain haste until end of turn. The scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they should, they didn't consider if they didn't stop to think if they should. They brought back a damn dinosaur. Anyway, this is one of the best tutors in the game, really. I think for every format. Everyone loves Finale of Devastation. Big dino. Doesn't get a big dino, usually just get... You can get anything you want with this. You go get that boat that we always talk about around here. You can go get a boat. Okay, let's... Oh, I see. You got sniped by someone, I think, who already super chatted this already, King Ginger. So we will take that super chat. We're gonna donate it. Okay, who didn't get a card yet? I don't think... Okay, who did not get a card at all? We just did marshaling the troops. There's gotta be someone here that didn't get a card. Raphael! Raphael! With the Sealy Resolve. Love the penguin avatar. 2-mana enchantment. As it comes into play, you get to choose a creature type. I name Merfolk. Creatures of the chosen type can't be the targets of spells or abilities. This is not the most busted thing in the world. Actually, it's not bad. Okay, so like basically it says everything has... Okay, I can't say hexproof. It has Shroud. Actually, this is better than I think it is. So if you have it for any creature-based deck, of like more heavily on one card type, I think it's fine. A tier. Like the mana cost is 2 mana is very cheap. I think the mana cost is right. You can play this like turn 1, turn 2, and then follow that up with your creatures. And it can protect your commander. It can protect your commander a little bit. Alright, Crowcore Games. Superior numbers. Ain't playing games around here. Read Oracle, internet sounds. Okay. Alright, we have a 2 mana. Superior numbers deals damage to target creature equal to the number of creatures you control in excess of the number of creatures target opponent controls. I actually completely understood this card. So if you have if you have more creatures than your opponent, then that's how much damage it deals to target creature. That's so weird. You know, basically, reading the flavor explains the flavor. You have more creatures than them, it works. Outside of that, this card's terrible. D tier. So easy to interact with this damn thing. What else, Crowcore Games? You got Spelunking. At least it's an A in Commander. Spelunking. Isn't this 3 mana? Pretty sure this is 3 mana. You're about to get disqualified. This is 3 mana. Do you know what that means, everyone? That means Crowcore. Really, I didn't. I was confused. Don't worry, I get confused enough on this show. Okay, so we're going to give this one to... No cards from David. All right, we're going to get Season of Growth. Gonna trust David. It's got a wonderful picture. It's a banger picture. We got a 2-mana enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you scry 1. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, you draw a card. In the right deck, this is okay. I don't know why you have to keep targeting your stuff. But sure, well, I'll give it the A tier. Scrying and card drawing machine. Gaia's Blessing! Sorry for yelling. Alright, we'll get one more freebie in here. Gaia's Blessing. This card's very strong. It's a green... Actually, maybe it's not that strong. It's a green 1 generic sorcery. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into their library. You get to draw a card. And when it's put into graveyard from your library, shuffle your graveyard into your library. So it's anti-mill tech, but it also can be anti-graveyard tech. And at the worst case scenario, you're not going to lose much. I mean, at the very least, it draws a card. Hell, you can put your better cards back into your deck if you really need to. A tier. It's a great card. Me and my homies hate mill. You should just ban the person bringing mill then. Or you don't invite them. Do you know what we call players who play mill? We don't call them. Alpha Nerd, Weather the Storm. This is like an anti-storm card. It's not even that good versus storm. Okay, it's a green 1 generic instant. You gain 3 life, which, who doesn't like life gain? And it's got storm, so what, are you gonna like storm? The idea is if someone else is storming off playing a lot of abilities, then you have the ability to play this and gain a bunch of life. It doesn't really work. Like if storm is going like off, they can storm off like 3 or 4 times in 1 turn if they really need to. Now that being said, this is a hoser versus burn decks. But there's there's a bunch of ways you can hose burn decks, so this is not the most impressive. I'm actually going to put this in the C tier. This card did not age very well at all, in my opinion. It had potential, it had the chance. And it failed miserably. Let's take one from Alpha Nerd here. Season of Growth. Oh, we did that one. Oh, okay. Well, sorry about that. That means we got a freebie for somebody. Bull Citadel tech. Okay, well, go with David. The Belt of Giant Strength. Be Strong Belt. Belt of Giant Strength is it's an artifact. Not counting artifacts today. No artifacts. I'll do that for an artifact show. David Groves, have we done Wilt? We will now. Wilt is a green 1 generic instant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's slightly upgraded, but honestly, I still think it's part of the B tier. There, it's like over here, right? B tier it is. Disenchant is like not that strong these days. Like it's fine or whatever, but like green actually is really good at housing artifacts and enchantments. A little too good, in fact. Belro, I'll just call you Bellero. Bellero, I'll redeem myself with Cream of the Crop. Cream of the Crop is a green 1 generic enchantment. Whenever a creature comes into play under your control, you may look at the top X cards of your library, where X is that creature's power. If you do, put one of those cards on top of your library and the rest at the bottom of your library in any order. Creature comes into play. Look at the top X cards, where X is its power. If you do, put one of those cards on top. Oh, and you have to put the other ones on the bottom. But it still digs. Cream of the Crop. What am I going to take a picture? I'm going to take a picture of this guy's face. What does this have to do with cream? I don't see any cream in this image. I do see crops though. A tier or S tier? That's a pretty nice card. Okay, I'll give it A tier. That is a pretty nice card, not gonna lie. Basically turns every creature into Ponder. Okay, next up. Prime Jaders, the Bramble Fort Fink. Look up Fink. How many Finks are there? There's the Bramble Fort Fink. It is a creature. Disqualified. Sorry about that. Raffellos, disqualified. Okay, who else wants to be disqualified? We're on a roll here. Toilet Duck, Nostalgic Dreams. Nostalgic Dreams is a 2-mana sorcery. As an additional cost to cast Nostalgic Dreams, discard X cards. Return X target cards from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Nostalgic Dreams. That's okay. As an additional cost to cast this, discard X cards. Return X card. You can exchange lands for something good. B tier. I don't mind it at all. That's what Cream of the Crop means. The best or choicest of anything, as in the apples from this orchard, are definitely the cream of the crop. The noun cream has been used to mean the best since the 16th century. The cream of the crop. I thought it literally had something to do with cream, though. Well, I could be wrong. By the way, for anyone yeah, so this is a spell tier list. And I know, like, creatures are technically spells, but we'll have a creature tier list one day as well. So you gotta save your Raffellos for those days. Okay, Croker Games with the Power Leech. Don't get too powerful around here. It's gonna get leeched away. What an odd-looking fellow. It's a 2-mana enchantment. Gain what? It looks literally like a creature. What do you think? This is a creature spell? It's on the reserve list. It looks like a creature spell more than anything. Whenever an artifact an opponent controls becomes tapped, or an opponent activates an artifact ability without tap in its activation cost, you gain 1 life. That is so weird. I honestly don't love it. I think this is just some janky life gain that doesn't really progress your board in any meaningful way. I mean, maybe in the right deck it's good. Like, if you can get triggers off the life gain, it'll be super hard for your opponents to, like, be tapping their Soul Rings, Mana Crypts, and so on. Sensei's Divining Tops, activating. There's so many artifacts in the game, so if you can build your deck around life gain triggers, then maybe it can be good. When artifacts aren't spells? Well, on my show, that's why, because we'll have a tier list for artifacts one day. One day. Okay, we got Alpha Nerd with the Farseek. We haven't done Farseek. Very simple. 2-mana sorcery. Search your library for a Plains, Island, Swamp, Mountain card. Put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle. You can look for anything that on the land it says it's a land type, and including dual lands. So it can ramp you up no matter however you want it. It's decent value. I really honestly have not much to say about this. A tier. It's not the most broken card, but it's a very reliable card. 2 mana to put a land directly onto the battlefield is good value. And we got King Ginger, Curse of the Bounty. What is this? Works when opponents attack? Curse of the Bounty. Curse? Oh, Curse of Bounty. It's not you, it's me. Oh, it's the unlucky guy with that nice haircut. It's a 2 mana Aura Curse. Enchant player. Whenever enchanted player is attacked, untap all non-land permanents you control. Each opponent attacking that player untaps all non-land permanents they control. Enchanted player. Whenever enchanted player is attacked, untap all non-land permanents you control. Each opponent attacking that player untaps. Okay, so this one's got me confused. Okay, I have to enchant a player. And if anyone attacks that player, untap all non-land permanents you control. That's so weird. Okay, so if I put this on Bob, and then someone else attacks Bob, I untap all... Is it mine? My stuff untaps? Or their stuff untaps? You make someone a punching bag. I think so. Each opponent attacking that player untaps all non-land permanents. Oh, I see. Okay. So basically, everyone but that player is getting hunted. What a weird card. B tier. B tier it is. I don't love you, I don't hate you. If Charlie attacks Bob, you and Charlie each untap their permanent. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Eric, for that explanation. I needed it. Okay, Prime Jaders. We got the Fiend Artisan. Thank you very much for your super chat. That's a creature, isn't it? Did you just, like, suggest a million creatures? Alright, well, that's disqualified. But you know what, Prime Jaders? You're gonna make someone super happy here. Someone super happy. Who's looking for their card to get on here? I just bought Growing Rights of Itlamok. Growing Rights. The Growing Rights of Itlamok, except it's 3 mana. Okay, who else wants to be disqualified here? I'm on a roll here. I'm on a roll. David Hauer, Loose in the Park. Disney Park? This is arena card. All right. 2 mana Aura, enchant land. When Loose in the Park enters the battlefield, draw a card. Then draft a card from Loose in the Park's spellbook and exile it. Pay 3 until end of turn. Enchanted land becomes a copy of the exiled card, except it's a land in addition to its other types, and it has haste. I don't understand this card at all. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. C tier. Really have no idea. I have to draft a card? It's so weird and unintuitive. 3 visits coming from King Ginger. Two mana sorcery, search your library for a forest card, put onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So it's like a crappy Farseek is basically what it is. B tier. Only forests around here? You're just strictly worse Farseek, right? Oh, it comes into play untapped. Actually, it's not bad. Oh, it doesn't come into play. Okay, then. It's okay. That actually changes things. This is like almost free ramp. Well, it's not free. Like it's basically 1 mana ramp something into play. We're not done yet. Hold on. There we go. Not basic. Yeah, you can get. Well, I mean, it seemed like it was just a worse Farseek, but actually it comes into play untapped, which makes it actually, in some ways, a better Farseek if you don't need the other card types. Okay, I like it. I like it. And then we got Nature's Lore. I thought I was going to say Nature's Love. Nature's Lore, the 2 mana sorcery. Search your library for a forest card. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Is that the same crap? You just 2 mana sorcery. Search your library for a force card. Put that back onto the battlefield. Is this not the same card? Search library for a force card. Put onto the battlefield and shuffle. Do one of these say you don't shuffle or something? Okay, A tier. Same deal. It's just good in its own different way. That's all. Mr. Bus Driver. I gotta get a bus sound effect for you. Dark Heart of the Wood. Dark Heart of the Wood, 2 mana enchantment. Sack a forest, and you gain a whole 3 life. Actually, it looks insane. This is like strictly better something orb. But that card, maybe it's not better because they have to be in Golgari. B tier. 3 life is not nothing though. It's like basically free. Basically free. I mean, you just sack forests, get life. I guess the problem is you can't sack your good non-basic lands. Okay, King Ginger, Sylvan Scrying. We got the 2 mana sorcery. Switch your library for a land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Now this card is some good stuff. This actually sees a lot of play, actually mostly in Modern. Does he play in Pioneer? I can't remember. And but like it is literally just a tutor. It's a land tutor. Are there other land tutors out there? Can't remember if there was one for lands. You had the worldly tutor. The white one got enchantments. Blue got instants and sorceries. Red, red didn't get anything either. All right, so that's our land tutor. I'm gonna get it F. I'm gonna give it S tier. I think Sylvan Scrying is that good. There's not that many actual tutor cards here for lands, and so cheap. Okay, we got Cunning Linguist. You have a huge super chat. Scale up. Pretty sure that's 1 mana. Yeah, that's 1 mana, so that's 1 super chat. Power Leech. Okay, hold on. I know Sylvan Scrying has already been done. Sorry, not Scrying. Sylvan Library was done. Power Leech. We didn't do Power. I don't think Power Leech was done. Thank you very much for the donation, Cunning Linguist. Oh, no, we did this one too! Oh, Cunning Linguist. Screwed on all 3. All right, that means 3 super chats donated. Compost. First to Starfire Dragon. We have a 2 mana enchantment. Whenever a black card is put into an opponent's graveyard, you may draw a card. What is with, like, green cashing in on black? Big time cash. C tier. The card is actually quite okay, but like the card is okay, it's just narrow, that's all. Okay, next up, we'll give to, don't know if Eric got a card. Triple Whammy. Is this a real card? Triple. Oh, you're talking about the triple disqualification. 2 snipes and 1 DQ. Rough 1x1 with Contest of Claws. This is a 2 mana sorcery. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. If excess damage is dealt this way, discover X, where X is that excess damage. Another excess damage nonsense card. I'm not really a fan of this thing. I might be wrong about putting it to C, but I'm gonna put it to C. Okay, we have 1 more, right? We didn't get anything. Did anyone get nothing? I think everyone got something at this point. Oh no! I guess you have to donate them all. That's right. Okay, John Hodel with Return to Nature. Oh, is this like the mass enchantment wiped card? Return. Oh no, it's not. Okay, it's a green 1 generic instant. Choose one. We could destroy an artifact. We can destroy an enchantment, or we can exile a card from a graveyard. It's just another one of those disenchants, though. Okay, we'll take a picture of the little squirrel. Sorry, not squirrel. The mouse over here. B tier. It's a totally fine card. Nothing exciting. Nothing dangerous. Totally playable. All right, John. The Edge of Autumn is absolute trash. do this one? We did this one. All right, so you got a little sniped here. All right, John. That means another donation. We'll give it to Abzo into the north. In the north, the 2-mana sorcery. Search your library for a Snowland card and put it into play tapped. Then shuffle your library. What? Search your library for a Snowland. Put it into play tapped. This is just like a worse version of all the other cards. We got a camel in the winter. That's weird. C tier. It might be. I don't know. Maybe it should be B tier. All these other land digging cards. Okay, maybe we'll put B tier. You can at least get like a basic snow forest or something. Yeah, you can get the dual snowlands if you really wanted to. That works out as well too. Prime Jaders, heroic intervention. We have also done that one. Not your day, Prime Jaders. Not where was heroic intervention? Oh yeah, here it is. Put in the B tier over here. Not Prime Jaders day. But you can find Dark Depths? Oh my, you can! Yeah, you can do that. Not that I don't think it's particularly useful in Commander, though. Epic Dude! Exoskeletal armor. Exoskeletal. It's a 2-mana enchant creature. It gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards. This is like one of those cards you play when you first start playing the game. It is like, and also the graveyard isn't even going to be very full if you're a green deck. D tier. All right, Alpha Nerds, Life's Legacy. Life's Legacy. Is that the one where you sack a creature? I thought that's like 3 mana. Oh, it's 2 mana. Okay, 2 mana sorcery. It's additional cost to cast a spell. You sack a creature. So long, sucker. Draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. Gonna pull out that sound effect again. You sacrifice your creature and look at all these items that came out of it. Yeah, just imagine. You blew up your creature. Something like that. That's not how that works in the video games. You beat a boss or a creature, they go poof, and then there's a bunch of items that come out. That's how it works. That's how video game lore works. All right, Muddle Weight channel or Life Force if that's taken, or donates. See, that's the key. You gotta mention several of them. It doesn't work for everyone. Life Force. Did we do this one? Yeah, we did Life Force. We also did channel. Sorry about that, Muddle Weights. Yeah, you got super screwed here. But we will donate. Everyone needs a donation. Avatar Woe, I don't think got one. Blessed Respite. 2 mana instant. Target player shuffles their graveyard into their library. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. It's okay. A lot of these green cards looks the same. B tier. Actually, I gotta put this to C tier. It's a fog. It's a fog, for crying out loud. It's graveyard hate, but at the end of the day, a fog is a fog. Zombie Master! Travel preparations. The 2 mana sorcery, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Also has flashback for a white and 1 generic. To do it again! I don't like it though. This is a combat trick more than anything. Alright, D tier. Alright, Ecos. Compost, draw card even if they mill or discard. Okay, let's look at Compost again. Does not change my opinion at all, but thank you very much for the super chat. So we're gonna donate that one to Toilet Duck's Big Play. It's the big play of the day. We have a 2 mana instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains reach until end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's basically a +3/+3 creature. And it's going straight to D tier. It's just a simple combat, a humble combat trick. The aspect of Mongoose is great for your commander. Oh, you don't say, King Ginger. Aspect of Mongoose. Green 1 generic aura. Enchant creature. Can't be the target of spells or abilities. Alright, that's good. Whenever aspect of Mongoose is put into a graveyard from play, return aspect of Mongoose to its owner's hand. Oh, they replicated that ability. It's just like the ability that they have on Rancor. Okay, who didn't get a card yet? Who didn't get a card? Put this in the B tier. Who hasn't got a card yet? Anyone lingering around? Don't think Stranger Candy got a card. Broken Bond. Broken Bond, 2-mana sorcery, destroy target artifact or enchantment. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. I like that. See, this is the type of disenchant I can get around. It's not instant speed, but it's like ramp. B tier anyway. It's getting closer though. Leo Finn says, I don't play MTG. Well, welcome anyway. Do you play Yu-Gi-Oh? Are you here for Yu-Gi-Oh? Or you play Fishing Gaming? Oh, I see, okay. Are you advertising yourself? Welcome anyhow. What did we did Survival of the Fittest. What have we not done? Okay, we got Dan Van Ryzen. I assume it's done, but if not, Explore. Yeah, we did Explore, damn it. It's up here. It is S tier worthy. I think everyone got... You forgot to put Life's Legacy on the tier list? Oh, did I? Life's Legacy. We're gonna go back. We gotta fix this. This is a very good card. My banter was too long. I think this is an S tier card. I think sacking like a big creature and then cashing in on it. We're cashing in on that cow. That cow has a lot of meat. 2-mana green. There must be a ton of... There are a ton of them. We did Weather the Storm. Seed Time was sniped. LOL Chatterstorm if Seed Time already done. No, that's been done as well. We've done all that. Samuel! The Glamour. It was once a popular popper card. Has fallen off. The Glamour. It's a 2-mana instant. Choose target artifact or enchantment. Its owner shuffles it into their library. Oh yeah, that's cool. Gets around indestructible artifacts and enchantments. B tier. Buzz Rickson, Evolution Charm. This is a 2-mana. Choose one. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it. Put into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Or you can return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty good. Or target creature gains flying until end of turn. I like it. I think it's very versatile. But I don't like it enough to go over B tier. But I still like it nonetheless. And I think that's it. It's a beautiful tier list. What do you guys all think? Would you change anything? Would anything move up or down? You let me know in the comments section below. Yeah, that's right. No creature. Did we put a creature in here? There's no creatures recently, right? Yeah, no creatures. There's spells. By spells, I mean instant sorceries and enchantments. Forgot to mention that at the beginning. But it all works. It all works out. All right, that's it for Coffee and MTG today. And you know what? Coffee is good at any time of the day, even the afternoon. And if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, I'm just giving an announcement. Friday, there's going to be no show. No, there might be a show. Sorry. I'll do the show, but it'll be early. Even earlier than now. And it's going to be a short one because I have a trip that I have to go. I have a flight. So I'll do it at 2:30 on Friday. So just for everyone who shows up for the show this Friday with the 15th. No, what is it? Where's my calendar? Friday the 19th of April 2024 it'll be slightly early, so be prepared for that. Other than that, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time is the usual time for this show. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or super chat to help other people be part of the show, and even if you super chat and your card was sniped or illegal, you supported someone else who really wanted to get their card on the show. And thank you very much. my coffee crew for being here in the afternoon to be the show that it is today. People like Avatar of Woe, Toads, David Sampson, Oldboy, Ferginka, Raphael, Mr. Dead Ted Chow, Starfire Dragon, Oldboy, Dr. Nemo, Bella. We have Cunning Linguist, Jess, True North, King Ginger, and Crowcore Games, because you guys are the show. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.